However, despite their deep love, Abike and Yemi faced a daunting challenge. They couldn't conceive a child. Their hearts grew heavy with the weight of unfulfilled dreams. Their plight worsened when Yemi's parents, who were chiefs in the Ojo kingdom, demanded a grandchild to secure Yemi's place as the future king. Once upon a time, in a small village called Ojo, there lived two sisters named Abike and Ife. They were inseparable since they were little, sharing dreams, laughter, and even chores. They grew up in a loving home where their parents taught them the importance of sticking together. As they blossomed into graceful young women, their bond remained unbreakable. They danced in the rain, tended to the family's farm, and supported each other through thick and thin. Their happiness knew no bounds as they cherished each moment spent together. Time flew by, and Abike, the eldest daughter, fell in love and married a kind man named Yemi. Everyone rejoiced at the union, hoping for a joyous life ahead. However, despite their deep love, Abike and Yemi faced a daunting challenge. They couldn't conceive a child. Their hearts grew heavy with the weight of unfulfilled dreams. Their plight worsened when Yemi's parents, who were chiefs in the Ojo kingdom, demanded a grandchild to secure Yemi's place as the future king. This news shattered Abike, knowing that she might not be able to grant her husband the heir his family required. In a heart-wrenching decision, Abike, burdened by her love for Yemi and the desire to see him ascend the throne, proposed a difficult solution. With tears streaming down her cheeks, she urged Yemi to marry her sister Ife, in hopes that she could provide the longed-for child and secure Yemi's position as the future king. Yemi was torn between his love for Abike and his responsibility to his family and kingdom. He initially refused, unable to fathom marrying another when his heart belonged to Abike. However, the weight of tradition and the pressing need for an heir finally persuaded him to consider the proposition. The village was abuzz with discussion about the unprecedented arrangement, and the tension hung thick in the air. Abike's heart ached at the thought of her sister entering such a union, but her love for Yemi and her dedication to his happiness drove her to make this sacrifice. This decision marked the beginning of a tumultuous journey for these intertwined lives. The future remained uncertain, leaving everyone wondering how this unusual arrangement would unfold and what destiny had in store for Abike, Ife, Yemi, and the entire kingdom of Ojo. After the traditional marriage, Yemi took Ife to his house. Their journey echoed with laughter and joy as the family celebrated their newfound union. Yemi, overwhelmed with happiness, prayed for his family to always be a heaven of safety and love for his two wives. Some months passed, and Ife found herself expecting a baby. Filled with excitement, she rushed to share the news with her sister, Abike. They both rejoiced, unaware that the joy would sow seeds of bitterness. Abike's heart twisted with envy when she learned of Ife's pregnancy. Instead of sharing in her sister's happiness, she harbored resentment. Abike's love turned into bitterness, and she treated Ife badly, making her do all the household chores despite her condition. Ife longed for peace, but Abike's anger consumed her, refusing any reconciliation. As Ife's belly grew, so did Abike's animosity. She feared that Ife would have a son before her, which fueled her mistreatment even more. Yemi turned between his wives, pleaded with Abike to stop, but her heart remained hardened, refusing to heed to his pleas. Time passed and eventually Abike also became pregnant. Yet, instead of mending their ways, Abike and Yemi turned even harsher towards Ife. Yemi distanced himself from Ife, refusing her food and avoiding her presence. Their treatment towards Ife turned life into a misery for her. Months later, Ife gave birth to a son. However, instead of bringing joy, this news fueled Abike's bitterness further. She poisoned Yemi's mind, insisting that as the first and legally married wife, her child should be the one to succeed Yemi, not Ife's son. Fearing the loss of his wife and the crown, Yemi succumbed to Abike's manipulation, turning his back on Ife, the mother of his newborn son. The rift between the sisters deepened, Yemi's heart grew colder, and the once happy household became a battleground of envy, bitterness, and a struggle for power. The fate of life, Abike, Yemi, and the kingdom remained uncertain, entangled in a web of jealousy and deceit. As time passed, Abike welcomed a baby boy into the world. Instead of finding joy in her newborn, her bitterness towards Ife only grew stronger. Ife, deeply hurt by her sister's bad treatment towards her, questioned why she ever agreed to the arrangement that put her life on hold. She sacrificed her education for the sake of Abike and Yemi, and each night tears were her only companions as she cried herself to sleep. The elders and chiefs recognized Yemi's two sons, expressing pride in his growing family. They hinted that Yemi would soon be crowned the next king of the Ojo kingdom. Excited, Abike urged Yemi to end his marriage to Ife, insisting he go to their father and retrieve Ife's bride price. Yemi, swayed by Abike's wishes, didn't hesitate. The next morning, he hastened to Ife's family home, announcing his decision to annul the marriage. Ife's father, aware of Abike and Yemi's mistreatment towards Ife, felt very sad. He asked Yemi to return in 2 days for a discussion. The situation became so complicated, weaving a web of pain and betrayal among the sisters, Yemi and the future of the Ojo kingdom. The looming decision hung heavy in the air, leaving everyone anxious about the fate of Ife, Abike, Yemi, and the kingdom's legacy. 2 days later, Yemi returned to Ife's family home as requested. There, Ife's father spoke with a heavy heart. He understood the pain Ife endured and couldn't bear to see her suffer any longer. He decided that Ife would return home, away from the torment she faced in Yemi's house. He gently explained this to Yemi, hoping for a resolution that would bring peace to both families. He then handed Yemi the bride price he paid on Ife. Yemi torn between his loyalty to Abike and his guilt for mistreating Ife, felt a pang of regret. He knew that the decision to send Ife away would bring more sorrow, but it was already too late. But as the sun set on that day, Ife prepared to return to her father's house, carrying her newborn son with a heavy heart. Her father came alongside Yemi and took Ife and her son home. The path ahead remained uncertain, and the future of the kingdom hung in the balance. The story continued to unfold, entangling the lives of Abike, Ife, Yemi, and the destiny of the Ojo kingdom in a web of choices, regrets, and the consequences of their actions. Heartbroken and seeking a fresh start, Ife returned to her father's home, determined to rebuild her life for the sake of her son. With her father's support, she embarked on a new journey, starting a small business in the village to sustain herself and her child. Although she missed the life she once knew, she found solace in her son and the opportunity for a fresh beginning. Meanwhile, the curse laid upon Yemi and Abike by Ife's grieving grandmother seemed to take effect. Troubles began to plague their household, casting a shadow of misfortune over their lives. A tragic incident unfolded when Abike's negligence led to a terrible accident. Her maid, entrusted with caring for the child, forgot about him and slept off, leading to a devastating accident where hot water scalded the child. Despite the frantic effort to save him, the child succumbed to the severe burns and died. The sorrow of losing their son shook Abike and Yemi to their cause. Guilt and grief consumed them, straining their relationship and further adding to the chaos that had befallen their lives. The village whispered about the tragedy that struck Yemi and Abike's home, with some attributing it to the curse laid upon them by Ife's grandmother. The once happy household now stood shattered, drowning in sorrow and remorse. The story continued to unravel, painting a picture of despair and anguish for Yemi, Abike, Ife and the village of Ojo, where fate and the consequences of their actions intertwined in a tragic tale of loss and suffering. The elders confronted Yemi, refusing to crown him as the king due to the absence of a son and the news of sending his second wife away. Desperate to redeem himself, Yemi begged for a week to bring back his son. Filled with rage and disappointment, Yemi returned home and confronted Abike, blaming her for the tragedy that cost the life of their son and led to the exile of their firstborn. Unable to bear the weight of her husband's accusations and her own guilt, Abike tearfully left their home and sought refuge in her father's house. Ashamed and remorseful, Abike tried to seek forgiveness from her family, especially her grandmother. Days passed, filled with tears and pleas for redemption. Finally, her father and grandmother agreed to talk to her, pouring out their hearts, expressing their disappointment and hurt caused by her actions. Meanwhile, Yemi persisted in his effort to reconcile with Ife and bring their son back. Despite Ife's anger and resentment towards Yemi for the way he treated her and the child, Yemi continued to plead with Ife's father for a second chance to make amends. When Ife's father eventually arrived with Yemi at her place, Ife's anger surged, refusing to meet with the man who had mistreated her and her son. The tension between them crackled in the air, making a crucial movement in the tangled web of their interconnected lives. The fate of Yemi, Abike, Ife, and the future of the Ojo kingdom hinged on this pivotal meeting, where wounds needed healing and forgiveness held the key to redemption. Ife looked into her sister's tear-filled eyes, her son clinging to her side. The weight of the past grievances hung in the air as her sister, trembling, pleaded for forgiveness. The sincerity in her sister's voice softened Ife's heart, and a moment of silence passed before Ife spoke. "I've carried this pain for too long," Ife said, her own eyes welling with tears. "But for the sake of our family and my son's future, I choose to forgive you." The room erupted in relief as the family members joined in. expressing gratitude and wiping away tears. The father and grandmother, moved by the reconciliation, embraced the two sisters, symbolizing a healing that ran deep. As they shared stories and laughter, the shadows of the past began to fade. The family, united once more, recognized the importance of forgiveness and understanding. It was a pivotal moment that mended broken bonds and allowed for a fresh start. On the day Yemi was supposed to become king, his heart was heavy because he still didn't have a son, but deep down, all he wanted was to see his child. He didn't care much about being king anymore. Suddenly, while Yemi sat lost in thought, Ife walked in with their son. She approached Yemi and apologized, saying she knew they had hurt him and wanted to make things right. Yemi, filled with emotion, told Ife to stand up, insisting that he was the one who needed to ask for forgiveness. Yemi began pleading with Ife to forgive him, admitting that he was the one who had wronged her. Ife, with a forgiving heart, told him she had already forgiven him and urged him to go for the crown. But Yemi, realizing his true desires was for his family, not the crown, hesitated. Then Abike entered the house, and Ife asked Yemi to forgive her too. Yemi, moved by the moment, forgave Abike as well, and they all embraced, finally finding peace and happiness together. From that day on, Yemi, Ife and Abike chose to cherish their family over any title or crown. They lived together happily, having learned the power of forgiveness and the importance of love and unity in their lives. Lesson: the story teaches us the incredible power of forgiveness and the importance of family bonds. It shows that mistakes can be made, causing pain and suffering, but true healing begins with forgiveness. No matter the hurt or wrongdoings, choosing to forgive and reconcile can mend broken relationships and bring about happiness and peace. It also highlights that titles or positions are not as valuable as the love and unity within a family. Prioritizing forgiveness, understanding, and family over material success or status leads to a richer and more fulfilling life. Thank you for watching. Please kindly comment, share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos.